everybody. So I'm here with my wonderful husband.
Hello, everybody.
And I just want to have a fun video with you guys to share the productivity hacks and tips we're doing right now that are working for us to build our businesses and raise these three amazing little kiddos behind us. We're both industrial engineers, so we try to hack our life and be as productive as possible while still getting in our Netflix. So I'm going to go through a couple of things that are working for us, and John's going to share what he thinks is working for us, and then hopefully that will work for you. Okay, so number one is I do focus boards. I easily get overwhelmed with all the ideas that I have in motherhood, and I do focus boards. So like I organize everything with Post-it notes, and it kind of helps me see my tasks visually.
Until our 2-year-old comes and rips off some of the items, we have to put them back on. That's okay.
Yeah. And yours?
Yeah. One of mine is when you're building your business, whether it's a blog, a YouTube channel, anything like that, focus on balance between short-term and long-term activities. So what does that mean? So a short-term activity could be like an individual launch where you put the work in and there's a big payoff, but then it's kind of done after that. It's gone after that. And then a long-term one would be like an evergreen search engine optimized, like really good blog post where it can take some time for it to build up traction, but it can provide dividends over time. So balance those. It's not necessarily a one-to-one, but you want to make sure that you don't only focus on the long term, you don't only focus on the short term.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that because you can get overwhelmed with just focusing on long-term things or just short-term and then don't work on both. All right. So more lifestyle hack is we're starting this new diet and it's going really well so far. It's called
Keto!
All right, so hopefully this is not just like a craze right now that everybody's talking about, but it's been pretty viral for the last couple of years. People have been, or doctors have been prescribing this for different ailments for like dozens of decades.
I think the 1920s was when they started for Alzheimer's and mental disease.
Yeah. So just the keto diet was really hard for me to get on. I've been told for the last 20 years that you do not eat fat. Everything needs to be low fat.
Because fat makes you fat, right?
That makes sense. Like it's in the word. I wish they called it something else so it wouldn't just like be so logical. But I would always look at the back of the nutritional labels and be like, oh, there's fat. I'm not going to eat that. But now I'm finally putting fats in my body. I feel like my mind is exploding because my brain is getting some energy. I feel amazing. I don't have to eat every 30 minutes. Like, ask John, I would snack all the time. I would sit in front of my computer. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do 3 emails and then I'm going to get a snack.
Can you tell she's a little bit passionate about this topic? And I've been fighting her all year long to get her onto keto, and she finally caved, and now she's like the biggest proponent of it ever.
Yeah,
fantastic.
It is so cool. Like I don't have to eat all the time. I feel full, and I get to eat real Caesar salads without the croutons. But I get to eat the dressing. And we went to a restaurant, and I asked for extra dressing.
That's right. Load it up. Caesar everywhere. And also, if you combine keto with fasting, so for example, we drop the kids off in the morning and we have about 3 to 4 hours, depending on the day, to put in hard work. And what we used to do before keto was we would eat for half that time or make food for half that time and work for half that time. Now we just put off eating until we pick the kids up. We kind of have some downtime, and it's helped our mental clarity as well.
Yes. So good product placement for that. It's hard sometimes to fast because I'm so used to snacking. So in the mornings, I really want my cup of coffee. I really want creamer in it. So you can have coffee and tea and like anything 0 calorie when you're fasting. So I do this. It's little electrolyte drinks and it tastes like Gatorade and it keeps my energy up. So I don't need to get that cup of coffee with creamer in the morning, but we can start eating and breaking our fast at noon. Yay!
So if you're not into keto, that's fine. Leave us a comment down below why, because I know it is kind of a divisive issue. Fasting, keto, whatever the case might be, let us know your opinions on this because we're learning as we go, and we're not dietary experts.
Yes.
These are not like recommendations for you.
No, we're not doctors.
But they work really well for us. So let us know your feedback down below.
Thank you. All right, next one for you.
Okay, so my next tip is most people talk to you about planning and like planning out years and years in advance of your activities. And I feel that sometimes having such a rigid set of rules behind what you do can actually be counterproductive, and it can zap inspiration and zap your motivation. If something like pops into your mind, you should be able to act on that. If you see an opportunity, just go for it. I do that a lot with my videos. Inspiration pops up, I record a video, and boom, it's done. So what I'd say is every night, sit down with a notepad or Google spreadsheet or whatever the case might be, and brainstorm a couple of things that might be good for the next day. And have a someday maybe list that you could always like reference if you don't have any inspiration that day. But try to keep your planning kind of short term, because as we all know, the world changes quickly, and it's good to stay on top of things and also to capitalize on what you're passionate about in that moment.
Love that. Good business tip.
I'm sorry. I thought this was a business video. She told me there's going to be a video about productivity.
I have all these lifestyle things. Okay, so mine is Instacart, guys.
We're not in sync right now, but that's okay. It's still value for you guys.
I'm like all lifestyle and John's all business, which is fantastic. We have good yin yang here. So when we had our third baby, little baby boy behind John's head, I was super overwhelmed. I didn't know how to take 3 kids to a grocery store. It's just, if you're asking for a bad day, then just take all your kids with you to a grocery store. They're going to want everything. They're going to tantrum, and you are going to end up crying in the car.
Truth.
So we got Instacart when we got our third baby, and it's been amazing. Like the little bit of cost that it requires to sign up for the membership and a little bit of upcharge is so small, because I can shop from Instacart to Aldi. So Aldi is insanely inexpensive. So I don't have to take all 3 of my kids to Aldi, because you guys know it's not the best shopping experience. It's kind of like you go in there with your cart and you get your stuff done, and you get
in and you get out.
You get out. Like they don't even help you to the car. They don't pack your stuff for you. Like everything's in boxes. It's budget. But I can have Instacart go shop there for me. They don't take their kids. They go through, they get all the things, and they bring it back and deliver it to my front door. So guys, Instacart is a lifesaver. If you have a mom that's just had a baby or she is very overwhelmed, gift her with Instacart. It is life-changing.
And you get 80-cent avocados. And what I found is whenever 40 cent?
40 cents.
That doesn't even sound right.
Yeah.
But that's ridiculous. So not only that, if you ever go shopping by yourself and you see something on the shelf, you're like, ooh, that sounds cool. You buy it. So in my opinion, whenever I've gone grocery shopping, I come home with like cartons of Pop-Tarts and granola bars and stuff I don't need. And because of Instacart, you kind of know what you have. It has your most used items or most purchased items. So you have a bit more stability and you save money that way too.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. I'll get away from the business stuff and I'll give a family tip as well. And that is standard family roles. So who does what in the family, especially if you get to where we're at, where we have 2 stay-at-home parents and we're both kind of working, we're both being parents, we're both doing all the duties. It can be kind of difficult and the lines can get blurred a lot. So we found individual rules, who does bath time, who does dinners, who does the dishwasher, all the different, you all know there's a lot to do. So just figure out who does what and when, and then you can kind of roll through your day with minimal deliberation, minimal discussion over who's doing what, and everything gets done on time. And because you're spreading out your roles, nobody wants to be lazy, because you know that if I see her doing the laundry because that's her job, I better make sure the kitchen's clean because that's my job. So we have that, and because we love each other, right, and we're good partners, we don't want to take advantage of the other. And so that can help with your relationship, kind of seeing how each other's working towards a common good, and it can save time for business.
Definitely. I love that. Like I went and I'm doing all the laundry, and it's a lot of work, but at least my work doesn't have to get done right then and there. I can sit on the laundry for a little bit. So I think I have the better deal here, where John has the kitchen duties, and if you don't clean the kitchen, the house is a mess. So
we have a very small house, so if the kitchen gets unclean, that's 30% of our living space right there. So it's important. So
on that tip, downsizing. We lived in a bigger house when we were in Jacksonville, and now we moved down to Orlando, and we moved into a townhome. So we're a family of 5 living in a townhome, and it's amazing for me. I love it. I see you shaking your head. We initially thought about going to an RV. So this is our midway step of maybe getting there one day. But the townhome is awesome. It's walking distance to the kids' schools. It's walking distance to nice little restaurants. It's small, obviously, so it's easy to clean. It's easy to take care of. Everything just has its little place, and it's there. And it's just so much less stress on me with having a big house and having all this stuff, because the more stuff you have, the more stuff you're holding on to in your mind, and you're like, oh, I have to go clean out that closet. Oh, I have to go fold those towels. Like, it's just so much stuff. So the less stuff, the less stress.
That must be kind of a woman thing, because
Yeah.
for me, if the room is messy and I'm not in that room, I don't think about that room. But that's okay. There's benefit there. And also, you might hear in the background a weed whacker going on, which is a little bit annoying for us,
Yeah.
but I don't have to do the lawn anymore. Woohoo! So, yes, I am lazy. I like the computers and keeping myself kind of clean. So, a little bit different in that regard, but it allows me to do higher value tasks. You know, I can outsource the lawn or whatever chore it might be for, let's say, $20 an hour, and I can do something that might earn me $50, $60, $100 an hour. So it's just economically good sense to use your talents the best way you can.
Definitely. All right, so I have two more. One is Amazon Subscribe and Save. Fantastic. I never have to order diapers or wipes or anything that we use every single month or every couple months. So Amazon Subscribe and Save comes to my door. The more items you order on Subscribe and Save, the more you save.
That is such a trap.
I can get up to 15% off if I just add a couple more items. So, yes. Works amazingly. I don't have to worry about the essentials that we need. Toilet paper, paper wipes, paper towels. Yeah.
They're both good.
And then my last tip is Disney Plus. Guys, it is okay when your kids watch a little bit of TV, not all day, but a little bit is okay. And if you do have to choose an avenue for them to go and relax on and veg out on, Disney Plus is amazing because all the shows are good. They're good shows. You know they're not going to be like seeing raunchy or curse words or anything bad. So we have fallen in love with Disney Plus.
Yep. So 2 pieces of feedback. Also on the Amazon Subscribe and Save, it arrives in this big, massive box, and we have small kids, so that becomes a toy every month. We can get out the Sharpies, hopefully they don't get on the walls, whip out the markers, whip out the crayons, and have some fun with the box. So our kids love that, especially our 2-year-old boy. So on that one, and then on Disney Plus, yeah, like it's also half the price of Netflix. So if you are trying to work on reducing your monthly spend on entertainment, you save there. And, you know, we try to keep good values and good feels in our house, and there have been some shows on Netflix that just do not support those goals.
No.
So that's all fine and dandy. Like, we watched a lot of the shows, and we just realized that that stuff, if you watch it too much, it can kind of get into your psyche. So we try to guard that a little bit ourselves.
So we watched WALL-E last night, which was awesome.
So cute.
The kids loved it. They're like, I don't want to go bath time. I need to finish the movie first. It was really cute. And it's like family time because we're all watching it because it's a good animated movie. You know, like some animated movies, the parents are like, I can't watch that. That's just annoying. And I can't follow the story. But like all Disney movies we watch and love. We're like both waiting in anticipation when Frozen 2 is going to come out to Disney Plus so we can watch it again.
Yay!
All right, so that's it for lifestyle and business productivity tips that are working for us right now. Any last tips?
I think my biggest tip is just whatever it is you're doing, whatever it is you're working toward, just enjoy the process. Don't be so focused on making the money at the end of the month. If you're becoming a blogger, focus on the enjoyment you get from sharing the good word, sharing your blog posts, your latest tips, and focus on the process. Because if you get into that mindset of being process-oriented instead of goal-oriented, it doesn't matter how long it's going to take for you to reach that goal. You know you're going to get there because you're part of the right process. But if you're goal-oriented and you're only focusing towards that long-distant outcome, you're going to lose steam and you might have a hard time kind of getting there. That's my big tip.
I love it. All right. Hope you guys like that. If you have any productivity tips for us, leave them below in the comments. If you need more resources, if you want to sign up to my freebie library, the link is in the description below.
And if you want to have more videos like this, where it's both of us on camera, leave a like and subscribe and do all that good stuff and let us know that you enjoyed this.
All right. Thank you guys. We'll see you in the next video.
See ya.